Hello everybody. If you want to read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Short story 369, The Café, Upper Beginner. The rain was falling heavily. It was a typical grey day in London. Inside the small cafe, however, it was warm and cosy. The smell of coffee filled the air. Maria sat by the window, watching the people hurrying past in the rain. She was a student, and she was waiting for her friend, Ben. They were going to study for their exams together. Maria looked around the cafe. There were a few other people there. An old man was reading a newspaper. A young couple were talking quietly. A woman was writing in a notebook. Maria ordered a coffee and waited. She pulled out her textbook and tried to study. But she couldn't concentrate. She was too worried about her exams. Suddenly, the door opened and Ben came in. He was soaked to the bone. "Sorry I'm late," he said, shaking his head. "The rain was really coming down." "No problem," said Maria. "Come and sit down. You look like a drowned rat." Ben laughed. "I know, I should have taken an umbrella." They ordered some food and drinks. Then they opened their textbooks and started to study. At first it was difficult to concentrate. The noise in the cafe was distracting. But after a while they got into a rhythm. They helped each other with the difficult parts. They studied for 2 hours. Then they closed their books and relaxed. "I feel much better now," said Maria. "I think I'm ready for the exam." "Me too," said Ben. "Studying with you always helps." They talked for a while longer about their classes, their friends, and their plans for the future. Then it was time to go. They said goodbye and left the cafe. Maria walked home feeling much more confident. She knew that she had prepared well for the exam, and she knew that she had a good friend to support her. The following week, Maria and Ben sat in the exam hall. They were both a little nervous, but they felt prepared. The exam was challenging, but they did their best. A few days later, the results were released. Maria and Ben had both passed. They were relieved and happy. To celebrate, they decided to go back to the cafe. They sat in the same seats as before and ordered the same drinks. "I can't believe we did it," said Maria. "I was so worried." "Me too," said Ben, "but we worked hard and it paid off." They talked about the exam and how they had felt during the test. They also talked about their future plans. Maria was planning to travel to Spain for the summer. She was excited to learn Spanish and experience a new culture. Ben was looking for a job. He hoped to find something in his field of study. They both knew that there would be many challenges ahead, but they were confident that they could overcome them. As they left the cafe, they felt a sense of accomplishment. They had worked hard and they had achieved their goals. They were proud of themselves and they were grateful for the support of their friends. Maria, true to her word, spent the summer in Spain. She immersed herself in the language and culture, taking Spanish classes, exploring vibrant cities like Barcelona and Madrid, and enjoying the delicious tapas. She made new friends, practiced her Spanish, and even surprised herself with how quickly she adapted to life in a new country. Back in London, Ben had secured a job at a marketing firm. He was working hard, but he enjoyed the challenges and the opportunity to grow professionally. He and Maria kept in touch, sharing their experiences and offering support. One evening, while enjoying a cup of coffee at their favourite cafe, they reminisced about their exam preparations. They realised that their journey together had not only helped them succeed academically, but had also strengthened their friendship. "Remember how nervous we were before the exam?" Maria asked, smiling. "Yes," Ben replied. "We almost didn't make it to the cafe that day." They both laughed, remembering the pouring rain and Ben's drenched appearance. "But look at us now," Maria said. "We've both achieved our goals." "And we did it together," Ben added. As they sat there enjoying the warm atmosphere of the cafe, they knew that this was just the beginning of their adventures. They had learned valuable lessons about hard work, friendship, and the importance of believing in themselves. Vocabulary notes. Cosy, meaning comfortable and warm, making you feel relaxed. Example, inside the small cafe, however, it was warm and cozy. Similar words, comfortable, snug, inviting, warm, pleasant. Hurrying, meaning moving or acting quickly. Example, she was watching the people hurrying past in the rain. Similar words, rushing, dashing, speeding, hastening, scrambling. Distracting, meaning taking someone's attention away from something. Example, the noise in the cafe was distracting. Similar words, disturbing, diverting, sidetracking, diverting, preoccupying. Soaked to the bone, meaning completely wet. Example, he was soaked to the bone. Similar words, drenched, saturated, dripping wet, waterlogged. Overcame, meaning succeeded in dealing with or controlling a problem or difficulty. Example, they knew that they could overcome them. Similar words, conquered, subdued, mastered, surmounted, vanquished. Immersed, meaning deeply involved in something. Example, she immersed herself in the language and culture. Similar words, engrossed, absorbed, enveloped, submerge, buried. Reminisced, meaning to recall past experiences, events, or people and dwell on them. Example, they reminisced about their exam preparations. Similar words, recollect, remember, recall, think back, look back. Story written by Google Gemini 1.5 AI. To read all the stories in full, please go to www.steveuk.blog. Thank you. Hello, this is Steve. If you enjoyed the story, please would you take the time to leave a meaningful comment and click on the like icon. If you want to know when the next story has been uploaded, please click on the notify bell icon to be notified. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and tell your English learning friends so they can benefit too. Thank you.